Hi, the mail-in ballots have arrived here in Monroe County. And actually, if you haven't requested a mail-in ballot, you have time until October 20th to do so. But since they're here, I want to talk about some of the races that are important. This isn't a presidential election year, and traditionally the turnout may be low. That's unfortunate because the results of these races on this particular ballot affect us for up to 10 years because we're voting for two new judges in the Court of Common Pleas, which is our court here in Monroe County. So our Republican Party has two excellent candidates, and I'd like to take a couple of minutes and talk about them. First, I'd like to talk about Alex Merrick. He's running for Court of Common Pleas here in Monroe County, and his background is extraordinary. Alex, first off, is a United States Army veteran. So we have that background is significant. And then he's gone on to do various degrees and become a lawyer. He has served as a police officer. And so he's seen the element of society that one police officer once said to me, working as a police officer, one of the hardest things is we see people when they're at their lowest in life. So Alex has experienced relating to people in these difficult situations, whether as a victim or accused of a crime. These people are at the lowest points in their life, and he's seen and interacted with them. He went on to be an assistant district attorney, and at that point, he's worked in prosecuting the cases and has done an excellent job with that. He actually has experience as federal law, working as a U.S. Marshal's office and working as a postal inspector. So his work ranges from very local to actual national legal issues. He has also worked in private practice here in Monroe County. And in private practice, he's dealt with municipal law, criminal law, and civil cases. So the spectrum of work that he has experienced really encompasses anything he might see as a judge in a court of common pleas. But on a personal level, not just looking at his background, which is amazing, I have to say I've met Alex multiple times and have gotten to talk to him and get to know him, and he has a brilliant mind. His knowledge base is astounding. But what I see is a man who is a deep thinker. Alex doesn't react impulsively. In fact, I kind of think he kind of holds back because he is a person who observes and processes things. And he's not quick to tell you what is what. He waits until he has processed it all, and then he carefully and critically explains his ideas, his reactions, his insights. I think these are great qualities for a person who wants to be on the bench, that he is a deep thinker. He really is not quick to reach a conclusion. He pulls himself back and really analyzes. The man has quite an analytical mind. And he has, I guess I would say, with that in mind, with his brilliance and his ability for analysis, and he has really a perfect temperament to serve as a judge here in Monroe County. So please consider him for one of your votes. You'll get two. And the second person I'd like you to consider voting for is Kelly Lombardo. And Kelly Lombardo equally has a remarkable background. One of the things that I think is significant about Kelly's experience is she has worked to serve some of the most vulnerable in our community. Her work with the elderly in elder law practice is wide-ranging, and also she serves on our Monroe County Office of the Aging Board, and she serves on the Monroe County Elder Task Force. So she has seen the unique needs that the elder have in our community. In addition, working with family situations in the law, she's helped families who've had a situation of need for guardianship And I know from personal family experience that you really need guidance in providing guardianship for a family member who can't really cope with life on their own. It's so important to have the right advice. So Kelly has experience in that. In addition, she's had experience as a prosecutor because early in her career she served as an assistant district attorney and actually has the achievement of being the first attorney in Monroe County to prosecute and get a conviction on a case that is death resulting in drug trafficking. So that was significant because we know within our county the issue of drugs is very serious. Now, on a personal level, I can say that Kelly is grounded in the values that show she understands the need for a judge to see an entire situation and, most importantly, through understanding, serve with compassion towards all parties that would be in her courtroom. She puts forth a tireless work effort, and has a warm and sincere personality, the kind of person that if you were tense and upset in the courtroom, this judge would be someone you would be comfortable talking to and explaining your situation. So she conducts herself with calm assurance in knowledge and application of the law. Strong elements to consider your vote for her as judge. Finally, there are 2 positions open, and the opposition party has 2 candidates. And I think a bit of information that would be useful is to know that the female candidate can't possibly serve a full term. There are age restrictions, a term limit by age, and she would age out before she could serve her full term. That doesn't serve Monroe County very well, to have someone seated on the bench who can't do the full run. And then the male candidate has a unique situation in that he has performed very partisan roles in our county. He has served as the Democratic chairman in the Democratic Party. And in his capacity in that party, he attempted to prevent a Republican candidate from appearing on the ballot. Was unsuccessful in doing so because it really didn't have legal grounds to do so. So when we look at both Kelly and Alex, I can safely say they are not partisan candidates, and they both are young enough they could serve a full term and then another full term. So I hope and ask for your vote for Kelly Lombardo and Alex Merrick. And one point I want to make is on your ballot, they are the 3rd and 4th positions to bubble in. So make sure you bubble in Kelly Lombardo and Alex Merrick, and we'll be in good shape for the next 10 years. Thank you.